This next story out of Fort Wayne is getting a lot of attention today, certainly disturbing. Police released video of an elderly woman in a fight with a coffee shop employee shortly before she died. Police say 75-year-old Anita Grayson went into the Tim Hortons, a coffee chain there, because she had an issue with her drive-through order. They say she then began berating a teenage worker. You can see in this video a shift leader walks over, steps between them. Moments later, a fight breaks out. Police say after the fight, Grayson sat down at a table and was talking on the phone when she laid down on the floor. Workers noticed she needed help. They called for help. Medics tried to save her, but she did not survive.
What's up out there, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope all is well with you guys on this beautiful midweek Wednesday. All is well here. We had a situation that took place about a week ago, last Wednesday, where you had this dear sister right here, Anita Grayson, 75 years old, went into Tim Hortons restaurant here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Okay, she had a discrepancy with the drive-through order, and as a lot of us would do, you would get heated if you got to go in there because your order wasn't right. Okay, and she went there to talk to the person who prepared the order, and she might have been a little bit heated, but the manager, as we seen in that video, came up and escalated the situation and jumped in this woman's face right here, as we seen on that video, and was the first to make hand contact, which is assault. Anytime you put your hands on somebody, that when they're not accepting you to touch them, that's an assault right there. But nevertheless, they spin this situation like Mrs. Grayson was the antagonist and that she was actually the bully here, which she was not. She was actually defending herself because, like anybody else would do, if somebody touched them, first you're gonna tell them, back off of you. Some of us, people like me, you wouldn't even get a chance to touch me. If I so much as think you finna touch me or you even reach for me, that's your ass. But some people be like, well, back up off me. Even if they got to push your hands or push them backward, off of you. They did it. And that's what Mrs. Grayson did here. And this woman would not go away. She did not go away. Matter of fact, she got even more aggressive. Jumped all up in the woman's face like we just watched. And that's when Mrs. Grayson clocked her. Okay? She came from the antagonist, the true attacker, came from behind, the counter, the swing door counter, and then went to actually violently assault this woman, as we've seen. And as a result of that, this woman passes of a heart attack. Okay? Now, to me, that right there is murder, because it did not have to go down like that. If you are a manager of a restaurant or any other kind of business, your job is to diffuse the situation, not to escalate it. But see what law enforcement here did, along with the mayor, Sharon Tucker, first of all, she said, don't jump to conclusions. But we see on the video what it is. You see what I'm saying? But the officers actually here spin the situation like Mrs. Grayson was actually the violent attacker. Okay? She wasn't. Let's get into this article right here. Okay, the article reads, woman 75 dies after violent brawl at Tim Hortons over her drive-through order. Okay? As we know, and this is Mrs. Grayson right here, condolences to the family for their tragic loss of this situation right here. Some needs to be done about this. Number one, that employee that did this to this woman need to be brought up on charges. Okay? Whatever happened to respect for your elders? They don't have. You see what I'm saying? But let's get into the article. A 75-year-old woman died following a violent brawl with a Tim Tim Hortons employee in the drive-thru, during which police say she pulled out the manager's hair and punched her in the face. Anita Grayson from Indiana stormed into the Tim Hortons in Fort Wayne just after 8 a.m. on May 13th. The woman fiercely verbally attacked a 17-year-old employee after being dissatisfied with the order she received at the drive-thru, according to the Fort Wayne Police Department. Surveillance footage released by the police department showed Grayson pointing and shouting at the young woman about her order as a 20-year-old shift manager stepped in, telling Grayson to leave. She didn't just tell her to leave, she demanded. She was talking to this elderly woman right here like she was a child, okay? Police allege that Grayson pushed the manager and punched her on the left side of her face. They said that she hit the 20-year-old hard enough to leave scratched and knocked her glasses off, okay? But they didn't mention who made the first point of attack, okay? This needs to be decided in a court of law, meaning that shift manager needs to be brought up on charges, and they need to go to court behind this. To continue, as the 75-year-old moved closer to the two young employees, the manager pushed her back, and Grayson responded by shoving her hand in the manager's face, resulting in a violent brawl on the floor. Now they just admitted it right there. The manager pushed this woman back. That's assault right there. That's assault, okay? You didn't have to even address a situation like this. If you had any kind of training, proper training, you would have pulled Miss Grayson to the side and say, how can I accommodate whatever you're going through? To diffuse the situation. She didn't do that. Let's continue. Miss Grayson then grabbed the shift, led by the hair, and pulled her to the ground and rolled on top of her. I ain't see that. I seen the shift come from behind the counter, start hitting Miss Grayson. Miss Grayson then fell back, and then the shift was on her. That's what I saw, okay? Go back and watch the video. The shift lead can be seen swatting at Miss Grayson's arm as she is being held by her hair, the department said. Two Tim Horton employees moved in and attempted to separate them, but struggled to get the shift lead's hair out of Grayson's hand. During the struggle, Miss Grayson pulled a chunk of hair from the shift lead's head, leaving a raw area in the top of her head. The Fort Wayne police responded to the scene and found Grayson unresponsive. But according to their report, she then rose and sat in a booth and made a phone call while the employees retreated to behind the counter. However, about 10 minutes after the fight, Grayson lay down on the floor. Paramedics rushed to perform life-saving measures, but Grayson later died at a hospital, police said. Her cause of death was not disclosed. We already see what the cause of her death was, okay? There's excitement. A 75-year-old woman. The excitement of being attacked is that's what led to her demise, okay? It's really that simple and clear. Meaning, the shift manager is responsible for this woman right here, her demise. Tawana Grayson, the daughter of the senior citizen, said her mother had congestive heart failure and was wearing a heart monitor just a week before the fight at Tim Hortons, okay? So, like I'm saying, anybody that would touch you, jump up in your face, like the article just read, and push you back, of course this is what you're going to do right here to defend yourself, okay? Wow. in conclusion here, you should not enter a coffee shop for a coffee and a donut and come out unalive. Okay? That is diabolical. She told WPTA. That's the elderly lady. That's not how we treat our senior citizens. We be careful with them. We make sure that they're all right. We don't jump on them and attack them and scare them to death. The police department said they were not initially planning to release the footage, but felt compelled to counter a dangerously false narrative spreading alongside a partial clip making the rounds on social media that showed only the fight and ended with the 75-year-old on the floor. The Allen County Coroner's Office has yet to rule on Grace's cause and manner of death, but preliminary findings showed there were no significant contributory injuries. WPTA reported. Now, if this ain't a bunch of crock of bullshit, you tell me what bullshit is. Go back and watch that video right there. They admitted in the article that Miss Grayson was assaulted. They admitted that the shift lead manager put her hands on her and pushed her back. And then after that, basically, Miss Grayson pushed her. The woman jumped right back up in her face. I mean, directly, so close to her in her face to the point to where I'm sure Miss Grayson was getting peppered by the woman's spit. And then that's when she lashed out and knocked the shit out of her. That's when the shift manager then come out, just like we just saw. Fight ensued. The shift manager jumped on the woman, and they went to the floor. Okay? Miss Grayson did not have to die like this. She didn't. It's the shift manager's fault. You were supposed to know how to diffuse the situation. You don't talk to no grown person like they children. Leave. You seen how she was pointing her finger towards the door. Leave. And all you had to do was address the woman. Maybe Miss Grayson could have been mad because y'all messed her order up and don't want to make it right and don't even want to give her money back. They doing that shit at a lot of these little places like this and fast food restaurants. And because of that, a lot of tragic things are happening. You see. Why? Because you got disrespectful young people working in these places. Think they don't have to compromise with the customer and think they can talk to them any kind of way. Just like in this situation right here. I'm sure. You see. Now, as for the family, what y'all need to do, seek a lawsuit. That's if you can find a lawyer in this sorry ass town right here. Because I'm telling you right now, they protect certain establishments. Take it from me, I know. Especially the Metropolitan Human Relations is a joke. And so is these discrimination lawyers that's downtown. Ain't none but two of them. Okay? And they pink as hogs. Okay? And they will not, and I repeat, they can see that you basically have a clear case, of a win of a situation and will not take your case. Okay? They won't. So that's what it is here. So, but if you guys can find an attorney to sue Tim Hortons for the demise of your mother or what have you, that's what you should go for and do. And that's just what it is. That's all I got on this one, people. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this situation. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on it. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. People, please remember to live your life as though we are being watched. Simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.